You spent 3 weeks working toward a major goal. The morning after you finally achieved it, you woke up with a knot in your stomach. You immediately started looking for a new problem to solve. This isn't you being ungrateful, it's the fear of feeling good, and your brain runs it to keep you safe. One deep breath, and then the dread hits. Look, I hit my biggest launch. Instead of celebrating with anyone, I spent that night reorganizing desktop folders at 1 in the morning. In this video, you'll understand why your brain turns wins into threats and what to do the moment that dread sets in. That peace you crave is triggering an alarm. It happens instantly. A hidden reflex makes winning feel like an emergency, and the answer has nothing to do with your goal. The cost of bracing for impact. The good news arrives and you wait for the catch. Your shoulders drop, but your hands stay clenched as you scan the room for what goes wrong. There is a name for this pattern, and knowing it changes everything. You already tried telling yourself to just enjoy it. A weekend off, a written list, a forced smile. None of it holds. The heavy feeling comes back anyway. You brush the win aside so you won't get caught off guard. One moment of joy you push away becomes a lifetime of never actually experiencing your own life. You spend your best days waiting for the worst to happen. This choice isn't yours. It's completely automatic. Pacing the floor happens before you even process the good news. You finally get the exact thing you asked for, and you immediately invent a reason to be miserable. A massive victory gets traded for a restless evening reorganizing a closet. It makes no sense. If you never uncover the cause, you'll spend decades hitting milestones you never let yourself feel. The reaction is automatic. A hidden switch flips the moment you succeed. And until you uncover it, every step forward will cost you something you can't get back. Why good news feels like a trick. Your partner empties the dishwasher without being asked. You treat a good thing as a trick that's about to hurt you. Huge mistake. What looks like genuine kindness feels like a setup. Instead of saying thank you, you set your coffee cup down and start digging for their hidden motive. You cross-examine their generosity before they even finish the sentence. Every unexpected favor registers as a setup for future pain. Picture wearing a heavy raincoat inside a sunny house just because it poured yesterday. That's what you do every time you pull away during a calm afternoon. Same pattern. You carry old weather into a dry room because accepting the gift makes you feel vulnerable. Interrupting this cycle requires holding your ground. Say thank you out loud and stop talking. Write down the exact thought telling you it's a trick. The conversation just ends smoothly. Nobody asks for a favor, and the catch never arrives. Ruining one morning with suspicion is exhausting enough. Expanding that mistrust over years ensures you push away everyone who tries to love you. You need to reframe the kindness. Tell yourself, this is just a gift, and I am allowed to receive it without a hidden cost. Who are you without a crisis? 2 choices exist when the work is done. Sit with the quiet or invent a new fire to put out. The fire wins. The laptop stays open. An email sits in your inbox, and you spend 3 hours obsessing over it while the rest of your life waits. Having nothing to do feels wrong. A crisis gets manufactured because resting feels impossible. Peace is treated like a debt you have to pay off before you can sleep. Work is a ledger. Entries keep piling up until the balance feels heavy enough to justify your existence. This reflex breaks when you force a physical stop. Step away from the desk for 10 minutes immediately. Leave one non-urgent task unfinished until tomorrow. That relentless need to fight costs you your peace. What happens when the stakes involve something you cannot replace? Using worry to steer the car. You already tried repeating that the money is secure while staring at the ceiling. It didn't hold. You use worry to convince yourself you're controlling the future. The savings goal hits, and instead of resting, you start obsessing over a rare economic crash that might wipe it out. Panic becomes your tool for steering the outcome. Nothing moves. You believe that dropping the anxiety means disaster will strike. That's gripping the steering wheel of a parked car with the engine off. The numbers don't change just because you squeeze the leather. Accept that worrying about the math changes nothing. You need to let the numbers exist without your interference. Hearing your own voice proves the panic has no actual power. Now you execute a physical decoupling. Check the balance once, then close the app entirely. Say the truth out loud. The money is safe, and I am choosing to stop checking. This verbal anchor breaks the loop. The stress remains, and now it searches for a new target to fuel your vigilance. Why easy wins feel like cheating? 3 places this exhaustion tax strikes. You believe a win only counts if it leaves you exhausted, so you'll literally invite physical pain if it means being productive. The cheap version costs a single afternoon. A heavier toll erases a week of progress. Then the final bill wrecks an entire year. Finding a fitness routine that works should be a victory. Because the exercise doesn't leave your muscles burning, you assume it must be failing, so you quit. You'd rather pull a muscle than accept an easy win. Guilt over an unearned prize drives the rejection. A free gift sits on the counter, and you pull out a $20 bill to pay the cashier. Handing over cash proves you earned the box. Drop the performance. Complete the easy routine and refuse to add extra reps. Keeping the free gift rewrites the old rule. Log the workout as a total success without apologizing. Exhaustion is a cover story. Standing at the finish line forces people to look at you. Visibility brings its own specific cost. When praise feels like a target. Why do I want to delete my work the second people actually like it? Being seen feels like being hunted. The project you dreamed about is finally live, and the applause makes your jaw set tight. Success puts eyes on your work, making you completely visible. Fixing the panic seems impossible because staying quiet is the only thing keeping you out of reach. It hides you. A lead actor gets a standing ovation and immediately unplugs the broadcast to kill the sound. You do the same. Audience attention feels like a verdict on your worth. The urge to run takes over. Leave the project online and walk out of the room. Stepping away proves the applause won't break you. Over the next day, turn off notifications to stop monitoring the comments. Read the positive feedback one time without typing a reply. Let the praise exist without fighting it. How to finally accept the win. Now you understand why your mind turns victories into problems. Psychologists call it positive affect intolerance. In plain words, the fear of feeling good. Your body misreads a quiet day as a trap because it's only ever known chaos. You brace for the fall. That is all 3 traps. Positive affect intolerance stops the second you choose differently. Every place you used to invent a struggle to stay comfortable, you now hold your ground. You wait for the entire world to show it's harmless. It never will. You often keep the tension high. Those good days are now yours to keep. That knot no longer dictates your choices. Subscribe and take your power back.